Okay, we're getting in some big breaking news that Akhilesh Yadav, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, right now is at his father's residence, Mulayam Singh's residence. Akhilesh Yadav is meeting Mulayam Singh Yadav. It's a crucial meeting at Mulayam Singh Yadav's residence. In fact, what we're getting to hear is that Shivpal Yadav, Akhilesh's uncle, has also reached Mulayam Singh Yadav's residence. So this is an important meeting going on between the father, son and the uncle. The big news that Akhilesh meeting his father. What we heard is that during that important meeting that took place a short while back, Akhilesh and his father even shouted at one another. So clearly the split seems to be imminent, but let's see what happens, because there's a lot of ambiguity that is still left. We have with us India Today's executive editor Javed Ansari for more on this. Javed, there has been a series of dramatic developments that has been going on since yesterday. Now, what is this news about the father and the son having a closed-door meeting?
Yes, we are told that Akhilesh Yadav has driven into Mulayam Singh's Vikramaditya Marg residence a couple of minutes ago. We are also told that Shivpal Yadav is either on his way or he's already here. Perhaps all sides realize, because towards the end of the meeting it appeared that Mulayam Singh had prevailed upon both the warring factions. He got Akhilesh to come and bury the hatchet. Akhilesh bent down and touched the feet of father and uncle. He wished Akhilesh happy birthday, and then that stray remark about Muslims which set the whole house on fire. To talk about all this and more and what all this means, I have the Sheikh Suleiman, former Chief of the UP Minorities Commission. Suleiman साहब, क्या ये मान लिया जाए कि अब समाजवादी पार्टी में टूट निश्चित है?
नहीं साहब, ये बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं है, बल्कि समाजवादी पार्टी के कुल हिंद सदर इज्जत माब वाली जनाब मुलायम सिंह यादव साहब ने जो मीटिंग बुलाई थी 5 तारीख को पार्टी की सिल्वर जुबली बनाने के लिए, उसकी तैयारी के लिए, उसके सिलसिले में माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी भी आज उसी स्टेज पे थे और माननीय शिवपाल जी भी उसी स्टेज पे थे। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने भी अपना वर्जन रखा और माननीय शिवपाल जी ने भी अपना रखा, और माननीय नेताजी जो हैं वो जज की हैसियत से थे, और दोनों को मिला करके और उनको गले मिलवाया, हाथ मिलवाए। अखिलेश जी ने शिवपाल जी के पैर छुए और शिवपाल जी ने आज जन्मदिन के मौके पर माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को उनके जन्मदिन की बधाई दी, और ये बिल्कुल सब मामला ठीक ठाक हो चुका है और मिलकर के बिल इत्तिफाक राय चुनाव लड़ेंगे और उत्तर प्रदेश में समाजवादी पार्टी सरकार बनाएगी। पार्टी के सब लोग एकजुट हैं, सारे नेता एकजुट हैं। माननीय मुलायम सिंह जी की बात को कोई गिराने वाला नहीं है।
Suleiman's optimism belies what we saw in front of us, and it perhaps is also a reflection of his anxiety, of the anxiety of all the Samajwadi Party. I was just speaking to a senior member of parliament who is aligned with Akhilesh Singh. He was also extremely despondent. He says, this is a time we ought to have been fighting our enemies. We are fighting amongst ourselves. He says everything is gone. So Suleiman's optimism, perhaps it's more a case of triumph of hope.
Okay,
over
Javed,
reality.
if I may just interrupt you there, excuse me for doing that, but we have the Prime Minister who is speaking on this divide within the Samajwadi Party in a rally in Bundelkhand. Let's listen in.
सिर्फ 70 योजनाएं शुरू की गई, एक भी पूरी नहीं की गई। मध्य प्रदेश के बुंदेलखंड ने 170 की और 170 की 170 पूरी कर दी, पाई पाई काम में लगा दिया। मध्य प्रदेश का किसान सुखी हो गया।
Obviously, it's going to be the other political parties who will make much of the divide within the Samajwadi Party. It's the tussle between Mulayam Singh, Shivpal, his brother, and his son Akhilesh that has snowballed into one ugly brawl. The Samajwadi Party meeting descended into absolute chaos soon after Mulayam Singh asked his son and brother to hug on stage and, sort out their differences. As Akhilesh and Shivpal were moving towards each other on the stage, Mulayam even summoned his close associate Ashu Malik. The incensed Akhilesh then grabbed the mic from his father and started leveling all sort of allegations of him conspiring against him in cahoots with Amar Singh. In fact, Shivpal then came forward and called his nephew a liar, following which supporters of both the warring factions started sloganeering. This meeting was called to an end prematurely soon after the ruckus began on stage in front of all of the party workers. We have with us Javed Ansari. Javed, a lot of tensions and emotions running high during that meeting. In your experience, what do you gauge of all of these developments? Is a split imminent within the Samajwadi Party, or will there be, some major firefighting on part of Mulayam Singh Yadav?
Look, Avantika, in politics, you could never say never till something is already done.
True.
But as things stand today, a split seems inevitable, a parting of ways, because there's very little meeting ground between Shivpal Yadav and Akhilesh Yadav. At one stage, it did appear that Mulayam Singh had asserted his authority, and like the gentleman was saying, Mr. Suleiman, that he played the referee. So he did try. He wished his son happy birthday, got Shivpal to wish him happy birthday, got Akhilesh to touch his feet, and everything seemed hunky-dory for that brief moment till it suddenly erupted. So a truce that hangs by such a slender thread can break any time. In all these years that I've covered party conventions and party meetings, I've never seen something like this. Akhilesh and Shivpal were going. It's hard to believe that they are members of the same family and members of the same political party. The way they were going at each other in Mulayam Singh's presence, they left no stone unturned to denigrate and pull down and undermine each other. So there is very little meeting ground, and the smart money would be on the inevitability of a split. When that happens, whether it happens immediately or in the days or weeks ahead, we cannot predict. But the fact is that a parting of ways is very much imminent.
And is it true that, he had an emotional breakdown, Akhilesh Yadav, who has been, really striving hard to come out of his father's shadow? Javed, since he became the Chief Minister, the going has been tough for him. The cracks were always there, but the fissures have only deepened now.
Yes, indeed it is. He's always had to function under the shadow of his father and his uncle. His supporters, his people believe that he was not given a free hand. As we speak, Akhilesh Yadav is driving back from his father's residence, going back to his official residence, to his office cum residence at Kalidas Mark. We do not know what has transpired at that meeting. So coming back to the point that you were making, yes, he feels undermined by his own party, by his own family at the moment.
Okay, and the one party that would be sitting back and very closely observing all of the developments within the Samajwadi Party with a smile would be the BSP. I have with us the spokesperson of the BSP, Mr. Sutendra Singh Bhadoria. There is one statement that everybody is talking about, that this split, if at all it happens within the Samajwadi Party, only stands to benefit the BSPs. How do you make of all the developments going on within the Samajwadi Party?
Well, your voice is a little low. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Continue speaking. You see, we have seen in the 4.5 years that Akhilesh was the Chief Minister, the governance was at the lowest. We saw during his tenure, Muzaffarnagar riot, where 1 lakh people became homeless. We saw gang rapes taking place all across Uttar Pradesh, particularly in Bulandshahr, where the girl was raped and very close to the police station, and there was a gang rape and nobody was there to help her. Similarly, we saw the Mathura, where for 2 years people were occupying 300 acres on the national highway, prime land belonging to the government. And what was Akhilesh Yadav doing? Now at the end, when now we are going to the elections, he is trying to pass the buck. But I would certainly agree that this entire family is responsible for this entire poor state of affairs which is there in UP.
Okay.
And let me tell you, who will gain and who will not gain is not important. The people of Uttar Pradesh have lost a lot in these 5 years. There has been no governance, no development, all-round crime. The dignity and self-respect of women has been compromised. The minorities have suffered.
But sir, you're not answering my question and speaking like a true politician. Yes. Stay with me. I would like to also... Sudhanshu Mittal, what do you make of this power struggle, this very open, ugly turf war that one is getting to witness within the Samajwadi Party? Who do you think that this split or which party would benefit from the ongoing feud? Mr.
This is
Sudhanshu
the
Mittal?
great Indian comedy show which is going on.
Right.
It has all the elements of a good pot boiler.
Indeed.
इसमें comedy भी है, tragedy भी है, drama भी है, action भी है. All elements of a filmmaking are present in this. I thought this was serious politics. I thought this was serving the people of a state. But as Mr. Azam Khan himself had confessed the other day, that since Samajwadi Party is a sinking ship with a hole in it, all the elements are showing their true colors.
But has this sent
The
alarm
fact of the
bells
matter
ringing
is
within the
that in the last
BJP?
5
Do you
years,
think a split within the Samajwadi Party, sir,
criminality-
would benefit the BSP?
No, I don't think. You see, these are typical calculations which are propounded by the so-called electoral pundits, which bear no testimony to the truth. So the truth of the matter in UP is that there are two paramount issues before people. One is law and order, gundai, arajakta, dehshat, safety. The other is corruption. So you have the Samajwadi Party, which is synonym to gundai, and you have the Basapa, where Mayawati ji is the epitome of corruption. So these are the two main issues which bother the people of UP, and it is for this reason that there is an obvious choice they have in front of them. But more importantly, the kind of activity which is going on in SP saddens me. I always believe that in politics there is a bottom line. Now there seems to be the bottom line completely evaporated. It is
Sir,
a
how
new
would you
news.
respond to the
kind
acquisition
of narration
against
which
the
is going
BJP
on
that they perhaps
saddens
have
me.
played a part in the divide within, the Samajwadi Party? It's an acquisition that has been made by Shivpal Yadav, saying that, Ram Gopal Yadav, in fact, was conspiring with the BJP. In a way, accusing the BJP of only adding fuel to the fire. How would you respond to that, sir?
It is a typical statement which comes from the losers, that the winners must be accused of wrongdoing. So I wouldn't take it seriously. I'll be most dismissive about such a statement. And tell me something, what is BJP as a political party wanting from the Samajwadi Party? How is Shivpalji or how is Ram Gopalji or any of the, for that matter, any of their leaders relevant to us? I mean, they are fighting among themselves. Whether they fight or they don't fight, anyway the people have decided to reject them. So once there is the rejection which is imminent,
Yes.
why should we be looking at their house? I think there is plenty we have to do vis-a-vis reaching out to people.
Okay, stay with me.
So
Let
we
me
have
just
a
quickly
positive
get in
agenda,
Mr.
we have a
Mohammad Khan, the
positive game plan.
spokesperson of the Congress.
These are not the tricks we involve ourselves with.
Yes, Mr. Sudhanshu Mittal, I'll just come to you. So far, the Congress, Mr. Bhaduria, I'll just come
I
to you.
would
So
also
far,
like to make a comment.
Yes, I'll just come to you. Mohammad Khan, the Congress so far has remained silent. In fact, Tom Vadakan has maintained that this is the party's own internal matters and therefore, we don't want to comment on this. Would you maintain the same with a split imminent within the Samajwadi Party? What if there's an alliance hypothetically between the Samajwadi Party or one faction of the Samajwadi Party with the BJP, as rumors claim?
Madam Anchor, we will not of course comment at this juncture on such conjectures, but
Right.
I will say this. Look, anybody who's been following UP politics for the last 4.5 years will be keenly aware of the fact, will be keenly aware of the jumla that goes around, that Uttar Pradesh ke 4.5 CM hai. And then you hear stories, reported stories of the Chief Minister going to Shivpal Yadav's residence to seek his approval on files. This is simply demeaning to the office of the Chief Minister, and this is not surprising. These events as they are playing out are not surprising. However, the events of the last 2 days, as you rightly pointed out, have given rise to fresh questions, and the learned spokesperson for the BJP was being dismissive. If I were him, I wouldn't be so dismissive. These are grave allegations being made against a government that it is again interfering in the affairs of a state, of an elected state government.
Okay.
Now, madam, you have to look at this in the context of the BJP's conduct in other states. The BJP is not entirely innocent of interfering in other states' affairs, as Arunachal and Uttarakhand proved. The Supreme Court had to give them a censure and tell them to back off. only then did they relent. So I wouldn't be very surprised if there is truth to these allegations. In fact, the question we must ask the BJP is, are they downplaying the role that they've had in this entire series of events? Who benefits? That's the big question going around.
Absolutely. Who stands to benefit from the political divide within the Samajwadi Party? Mohammed Khan, just stay with me. Mr. Mittal and Mr. Bhadoria, I'll just come to you. We would like to just play the audio clip of the Chief Minister, Akhilesh Yadav, while he was addressing the party workers during that all-important meet, and what exactly happened.
क्या उसके अलावा कोई धंधा है क्या? बता दो, बहुत और खराब हो जाएगा। ये मैंने पत्र लिखा, सही लिखा, हाँ बिल्कुल लिखा, ऐसा पत्र लिखा तो समाना चाहिए, ऐसा पत्र लिखा, वो सही लिखा, कहा ये जुआरियों की, शादियों की, बेचारियों की, बलात्कारियों की मदद करना 100% सही है। को भी दे दिया, इसके खिलाफ पता चल जाएगा, शरीर का जाने किया भी, हाँ तो हमें कह रहा हूँ।
And we'll go straight to the BSP spokesperson, Mr. Bhadoria. Sir, you would wanted to respond to what Mr. Sudhanshu Mittal had said earlier on. Clearly, the BJP seems to be absolutely, unruffled. They're keeping a very close watch, but also maintaining their calm and saying that all of this is not going to affect their party, which is free from any internal strife. How would you respond to that?
Well, you see, they have drawn a larger issue into this debate and they have accused us of certain things. Let me also say this. Today in UP, if they are fed up of Akhilesh Yadav and family because of misgovernance, people of Uttar Pradesh are equally feeling let down and cheated by Mr. Modi. He had promised that to the farmers that they will give 50% price over and above the MSP, the minimum support price for their produce, which they have not done. Then in the Supreme Court they go and say that this cannot be possible, and the national president of the party says that this was a jumla. There were 400 communal riots in UP, Muzaffarnagar being notably the worst of them, the communal carnage which surpassed all carnages of post-independent era. In this, who were the ones who were actively participating? The Sangeet Soms, the Valians, and which party are they in? Who are
Mr. Sudhanshu Mittal, and that probably explains why Mayawati in her campaigns is attacking the BJP.
1 second.
Yes.
One line. Just one line, ma'am.
Please finish.
One line, ma'am. There is cause, they are talking about corruption. What about the Vyapam Ghotala? How Malia has walked out of India, under whose prime ministership he got a free passage to go away. And not only that, what is happening in Chhattisgarh? What is happening in Maharashtra? Who are the ministers who were talking with doubts? So the country knows everything is crystal clear. They are also in the dock as much as the...
All right, Mr. Sudhanshu Mittal, many say that Mayawati's campaigns, are focusing on Dalits, Muslims. Now the BSP have consolidated Muslims in the past, not by a large number, about 18 to 20% if I'm not mistaken, but they have done that. Does that, rattle the BJP in any way? Because many say that her campaigns are, slowly polarizing the electorate as well. And now with this kind of infighting in the Samajwadi Party, they only stand to benefit.
Avantika ji, you just heard both Bhadoria ji as well as the Congress spokesperson.
Yes.
Bhadoria ji has not a word in his defense on the allegation of corruption because he can't defend it. She is the epitome of corruption, not only in the state but also in the entire country. It is so apparent, everybody knows it. So his argument is, so what if I am corrupt? Others are also. Anyway, it is
She's
for
the
people
Prime
to judge.
Minister.
I don't have any comments.
Is she the Prime Minister?
Right, all right. Gentlemen, I'll just request you to pause here. We're getting in live visuals of the Chief Minister leaving Mulayam Singh Yadav's residence. This was an important meeting that took place. We have with us Javed Ansari, the executive editor of India Today, who's just taking us through all these dramatic developments going on within the Samajwadi Party. And I can see Akhilesh Yadav there waving out to his supporters, to his all his party men who have been engaged in very ugly brawls and scuffles with supporters of his uncle Shivpal Yadav. Javed, talks of Akhilesh Yadav is about floating his own political outfit are also doing the rounds. I don't know how much truth are there in these rumors, but a feud like this always also pave way for new alignments, isn't it?
Well, indeed it will. And if Akhilesh Yadav, if there has to be a split within the Samajwadi Party, then Akhilesh will obviously have to form his own party. Whether that's going to happen, on stage he said there is no question of my leaving Samajwadi Party. I will go on a yatra, I will attend the party convention, we will strengthen the party, work together to form a government. Now again, that could be triumph of hope or experience, but nonetheless, the fact is, till of course everything went wrong, and now it all depends on the onus is now on Akhilesh. It depends going forward how he reacts. Mulayam Singh Yadav, we are told, held a meeting just now with Akhilesh and also with Shivpal. Unless Mulayam Singh Yadav can affect some kind of a rapprochement, which he almost did a couple of hours ago, till that trigger remark led to this fracas, we don't know. But as things stand today, yes, a split seems very much on the cards. And then, of course, it will lead to realignments. Who knows? There is talk of Mulayam Singh already having contacted JDU, already having contacted Ajit Singh to form some kind of a Mahagathbandhan on the lines of what happened in Uttar Pradesh. Where the Congress stands on it, we don't know. But ideally, they would all like to line up together, or whether the Congress might, in that case, choose to go with Akhilesh Yadav, because we are told Akhilesh and Rahul Gandhi share a fairly decent equation. But all that is in the realm of conjecture. Right now, things extremely fluid, and things seem to be not looking too good for the Samajwadi Party.
Okay, Mohammed Khan, why is the Congress silent on all these developments? Why are we not getting an official reaction? I mean, this is an important election in Uttar Pradesh for all political parties. The stakes are very high. There were also rumors about the Congress forging an alliance with the Samajwadi Party, you know, to form some sort of a very big anti-BJP force against the other political parties, against the BJP and the BSP itself. Then why is it that the Congress party is not coming out and, you know, talking about the internal crisis that the Samajwadi Party experiences?
Right. Right. Well, Madam Anchor, as you know, Congress is the only party which makes a distinction between Akhilesh Yadav and the rest of his party. In fact, it's no secret that our leader, Rahulji, has often spoken out about the fact that Akhilesh himself seems to be a fine gentleman. And I think that reflects a great degree of sobriety in today's politics. But he always says, he always maintains that the rest of the Samajwadi Party is unfortunately not fit for governance. In fact, we have criticized them heavily on their performance in the state. Can you hear me, ma'am? I'm sorry.
Yes,
I think I've
please
lost
go
you.
ahead. Yes, we can.
Hello. Yes. So therefore, look, we cannot hypothesize as to what will happen in the days to come. Right now, again, this is all this is playing out in front of you as much as it is in front of us. The only party, I guess, that has some role in it in some shady fashion is the BJP.
Okay. Okay, let's see who stands to benefit the most from the internal crisis the Samajwadi Party is witnessing. Mr. Sutendra Singh Bhadoria, Mohammed Khan and Mr. Sudhanshu Mittal, thank you all for your time and expressing your views on this major crisis that the Samajwadi Party is witnessing in the last few months now. With that, it's time for us to